Best Book Bits podcast brings you two brothers, Michael and Joffy, also referred to as Mick and Joff, evolutionists, Zenists, transformational healers, Reiki healers, spiritual advisors, mentor, teachers, and leaders. Mick and Joff, thanks for being on the podcast.
Thanks for having us, brother.
No worries. Now, for my audience who don't know who you are, give us a little bit of a journey on sort of where you started. Obviously, you guys are brothers, but what got you here? And yeah, give us a little bit of background.
Yeah, man. Would you like me to take the reins?
Why not?
Yeah, man. I mean, I think, man, it's this Gladdy Park vibe I'm getting from you, Mickey boy, and it's not just you. There's a lot of Gladdy Park guys, stepping up right now, and that's where I'm at on my journey. I'm at that point where it's time to step up. It's time to step away out of the illusion, out of the dark and into the light. That's where I'm at right now. But the way I got here, man, we all have a different journey. There's 8 billion different perspectives on the planet. Yeah, I'm just one of them, and I got here through spiritual discipline, man, through self-discipline, through self-love. Yeah, that's really the core of my belief system, is really loving yourself and loving everyone around you, because I believe that love is everywhere present. Yeah, anything that's not love is not real. It's not, it's just an illusion. So, man, we were in a restaurant together. It was awesome. It was 10 years of just really understanding how corrupt the system is. And it was awesome. I loved it. I love learning that side of things as well. You need to learn that side. Everyone should own their own small business, especially if you live in Australia. And that was awesome. And then we came straight out of that, and we just went into spiritual growth, just hardcore spiritual growth. And that's where we've been ever since, man. Just really enjoying the journey. Just, not working anymore, just really living and being. That's where we're at.
Yeah, perfect. Who was the first one to go spiritual? Was it you, Mick, or you, Joff?
It was probably myself, I would imagine, I guess, because during our journey at the restaurant, obviously, as Mick said, we learned a lot, we grew a lot. It was an experience and a half. It was a gift. It was a lot of gratitude to that journey. And yeah, I just believe that I speak for myself here. It was just throughout the whole journey, it was just leading others and learning about people and learning about myself in the process, and just literally evolving every day, having no choice but to evolve every day. And yeah, it just takes you to the moment. It's like, what are we here for? Just to enjoy the present moment, just to enjoy our time here with whatever that is. It can be anything. So beautiful. Enjoying this experience more and more every day.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's been for my audience that don't know, we actually went to school with each other, me and Mick, back 18 years ago, and I thought we haven't spoken for 18 years until before we jumped on the podcast, and he said, "You sold me a car 6 years ago." So for all those, for people that don't know, yes, the car industry is it's a background of mine for the last 14 years, selling motor vehicles, and that was a funny little note. But yeah, you've come a long way, Mick, and yourself, Joff. What's the age gap between you two?
Well, you got 2.5, 3 years on me.
It's 3 years in human years, mate. But I mean, in the etheric realm, bro. Honestly, this the older younger brother thing. That's been one of Joff's journeys through this life, is to really remove that label of being the younger brother. Because I look up to him in so many different ways, and he looks up to me in a lot of other ways. So yeah, there is that dynamic there, always beyond the age. I always find.
Yeah, I love that. Thanks, man.
Yeah, perfect. No, obviously you have a unique relationship, especially for brothers, so it's amazing to see, and I've been following your stuff online, and you're doing really great work. But what are some of the books or mentors in the spiritual realm that sort of started you on your journey to uncover what you call gaming the matrix and leaving the sort of 9 to 5 and going hardcore on the spiritual realm, as you say?
Yeah, I mean, well, for me, it was a man named Shaman Durek, who's a well-known shaman. I'm not sure if you've heard of him, Mickey, and he's fantastic. A lot of his teachings is just basically from the traditional shaman side of things. Yeah, that's one thing that he really showed me in the beginning was how shamanism is not a religion. It's a lifestyle. Yeah, it's a choice, and that really opened me up to actually making my own choices about everything. Yeah, instead of following orders now, it's just me making endless new choices of different possibilities. Yeah, instead of following what I once used to follow, now I take a different path.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, and where has your travels led so far? So obviously before COVID, now we obviously locked in Australia and we're all in different jail cells in different states. But what's some of the places you've traveled to on your journey so far?
Yeah, I've been quite all around this world. I've been to Japan a handful of times. Tokyo. I've been around Kyoto. I've done a lot of Japan. I've done a lot of Asia. Did Bali. I've done done a lot of America, a lot of Europe. So yeah, really, the only thing I haven't visited so far is Africa. I'd love to get out to Africa at some point. That'd be nice.
Yep.
Cool, yeah.
Yeah.
And personally,
cool.
Europe a couple of times and Vegas 3 times. So clearly love my freedom, love the ability to because I love that place. That place is just off the charts. It's just nothing but freedom there. You can do anything.
Yeah, it's
it's always nice journeying around, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I know you specialize in a lot of things. I can rattle off the, Zenist, Reiki healer, empowerment coach, life coach, strength and discipline coach, spiritual advisor and teacher, mentor, leader. Which one came first, and how did that sort of evolve into those practices?
Which one came first? It's a tricky one. Personally, a leader is just something that I feel like it was always within me. I was always... I didn't even know about it until probably halfway through the restaurant that I was like, man, I'm pretty good at this leading stuff, So just about, just really inspiring others and just by being myself and obviously putting out those positive vibes and those motivation vibes to be yourself, to just do you in all given moments and not let anything affect you and affect your state of being.
Yeah, absolutely. I've done a lot of spiritual work and a lot of the books over the years. I've been studying it since, I think, 2007 when I officially started doing self-development, probably at the age of 22. And I was trying to go in full circle with some of the principles myself and, understanding the matrix and leaving the matrix and coming back into it. But, we all exist on the same sphere. It's one Earth, it's one planet. We're all human. We're all a part of the oneness. You talk a lot about the law of one. Touch on that, Joff or Mick, for me. The law of one. What does that mean to you?
Go on, you love this.
The law of one. It's a channeled book that was channeled back in the 80s by these 3 just beautiful beings, and they were able to channel through what is said to be what is led to believe as a 7th dimensional being. So basically, a higher being, a higher consciousness than what we can currently comprehend as these human vessels, right? And the book teaches us basically about oneness. That's what the book teaches. It goes through an in-depth analysis through, I think the audio book was about 30 hours or 20 hours, somewhere around there. It was a nice chunky book. And it goes deep into the understanding and then the understanding of oneness and how we are all one. And that basically the meaning of life is that there is no meaning of life. Yeah, it's just to be and do good by to yourself and to others. Yeah, be that leader, be the change. That's basically what the book teaches. And the one thing you take from the book is if you are 51% good, you're all right. You're gonna ascend. Everything's happy days and rosy. Yeah, you got nothing to worry about. But if you are on the other side of that spectrum, maybe you need to really start looking at yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard about the Law of One book by Ra through David Wilcock and some of his teachings as well. So. Yeah. So I've been studying a while, off and on, obviously, with the different predictions and things like that too. So yeah, really, really heavy stuff. Talk to me a little bit about what is levelup111.com. What is that about?
All right. Well, that kind of started. It was on my mind before. I don't like to call it coronavirus. I just call it. I do call it the false flag event. I'll be honest with you. I might as well say it anyway. I don't know if that's too heavy, but basically, 6 months before last year occurred, I was always going to do this website, just basically personal development, just really trying to spread a lot of my wisdom and my kind of knowledge, teachings, experience, whatever, over my life to assist others in their journey as well, to just kind of have a bit of a read and a lot of information on there if you'd like to check it out, anyone. But just a lot of personal development, like hacks, life hacks, health hacks. It's just, you name it, it's on there. It's all quality. I'm going to get on editing it as well. I've got it on camera now, so I'm going to continue to edit my journey because there's just so much you can add to it.
True.
Yeah, you've got heaps of stuff on there. As you said, adventures and courses as well. The course Peace Within course. Tell us a little bit about what's involved with that, and what do you do with your clients?
Yeah, well, basically we've just developed a course together. It's online any day now. Let's be honest. Maybe by the time this is up. So it's just a course teaching balance within, because we find that when you're balanced in both sides of basically like in your, I call it light love and dark love, which we can go into as well. But it's just like that harmonic balance between yourself to be strong, but to also be loving and to have that real harmonic balance within.
Yeah, I think there's so much content on the site. I've been trawling through it in the last couple of days preparing for this podcast that I think you need to actually put it into a book. I think that might be the best way for people to understand your message and what you're trying to talk about. You've got things like trust yourself unconditionally, importance of being yourself, discipline, self-love. Don't take things personally. What does that mean personally to you? Don't take things personally.
Well, I guess it's something that I believe that everyone reflects their reality. So sometimes if someone comes up to you and says something to you that's pretty nasty, just to not really take it on board as like a personal attack. So you don't have to live with it. You have to have it to stay with you in every single moment. Just to kind of let it go, let it be them. Oh, they're upset, I mean, for my example, like the best example I like for this is, if someone cuts you off in the car or something like that, you just kind of, okay, well, this person's clearly in a low vibrational frequency. They're not in a good moment with themselves, so just let them be. They're just gonna, they're upset. Let them go and just carry on with your day. What's the point of getting upset?
Yeah. Now, for my listeners listening, give us a couple little, Mick, probably a question for you, a couple little life hacks that can assist people in their day-to-day life with some of your teachings and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you got your listeners and everyone watching would probably notice that whenever you're talking, Mickey, or if Joffy's talking, I'm consciously breathing throughout the whole experience. That's something I've implemented more and more as every day goes by, and simply by breathing, by altering your breath, you can alter your life. Yeah, you'll notice that there'll be a lot of people in your sphere, a lot of people you see on the street that are mouth breathers, that are breathing really fast, and you'll notice that those people as well are really fast tempo. Yeah, they're going too fast. Oh, I got to do this and that and this, and they're doers. Yeah, they're not being. So when you're able to really focus on the breath, and I mean, through meditation's a really big teaching for this, but even just consciously breathing whenever you can, just bringing yourself back to the breath and finding that inner peace, finding that balance. So that's one of the teachings that we've been going into quite recently. Just really like 3 deep breaths. Yeah, whenever you can, whenever you find time, just 3 deep breaths, and you're creating these little islands of peace, where you can just be in peace for those three deep breaths. They don't take 20 seconds max, but you'll find that you'll make better decisions. You'll make better choices. You'll feel a lot better after those 3 breaths. So that's one of the things I've been going into recently, Mickey.
Yeah, got it. So that's part of your routine. Any other daily sort of routines that you go through to sort of stay balanced and zen? And, I've seen this positive vibe things coming over and over again. What are some of the simple practices that you do on a daily basis to put you into state?
Yeah. I mean, that's it. We're all different. We all do it differently. So, I mean, the first thing I do when I wake up is I do my daily prayers. I go into my daily disciplines. So I'll go through all my spiritual disciplines. I'll go through, my mirror technique. I'll go through my morning gratitude prayer. I'll go through my root chakra prayer. I'll go through all that in the morning. Then I'll dive straight into meditation, which will just reflect on my prayers. I'll go deep. I'll connect with source. I'll come out of that. And then I'll start my day. Usually we start our day with some breathing. We'll get out and we'll ground in the backyard. Usually by the time we get up, there's a bit of sun, do a bit of sun gazing. And then all these little things, together really, it makes me so happy, man. It makes me the happiest man on the planet, man. So yeah, that's a little picture of how my morning really looks.
What's the mirror technique? I've never heard that one.
It's basically doing your affirmations in front of the mirror. So in the morning, every day I'll look in front of the mirror and I'll tell myself that I am God, I am sovereign, I am free, I am powerful, whatever I want to tell myself. I'm looking myself dead in the eyes when I'm doing that. And by doing that, like Joff said earlier, you're reflecting your reality. Yeah, I'm talking to myself through the mirror of self. So you really feel all these affirmations on a deeper level than you would if you were just looking at the wall, looking at whatever you look at. I mean, where else would you look for an affirmation? I mean, I want to look at myself. I want to tell myself what I want. Yeah.
It's actually a smart way to say your affirmations by looking at yourself in the mirror and actually believing what you say instead of just saying them. I'm fit, I'm strong, I'm whatever. You're actually putting some more intention and energy behind it as well. So that's pretty cool. What about, I guess the question my watchers are probably asking themselves is, what's with the glasses? I know the listeners that are listening on the podcast, these two guests are wearing some unique glasses. So tell us a little bit about what they are and why you're wearing them.
Yeah, man, these are True Dark glasses. the brilliant man David Asprey got me onto them. I've read a few of his books and loved them all. And he really spoke about the circadian rhythm and how you're able to affect that, affect your melatonin, your serotonin through what you bring in through your eyes. And it makes so much sense. And when I actually heard about this, I was going through my spiritual journey, and I really started to feel into, wherever I put my attention, that's where my energy is going to flow. Yeah. Where attention goes, energy flows. So I realized, okay, what Asprey is saying is so true, because we bring in so much through these eyes, through the vision. So I thought, you know what? Blue light ray, I believe what he's saying. I'm going to get into it. And these things block 70% of blue light rays. So that way my sleep, my circadian rhythm stays unaffected. And it was even for the people out there that are non-believers, I actually did my own test on this. I experimented, and I ran a sleep test for a year. And I noticed the change throughout that year. I did 6 months without, 6 months with, and it was phenomenal. So I swear by them now.
Wow, that's quite an in-depth study. 12 months. How did you track it? What was the parameters like to get a validation of that?
I used the sleeping app. I used a couple of sleeping apps through the phone, and I found that they all have varying accuracy. But the main content that I found was that the deep sleep that I gained from wearing these, obviously from twilight onwards, was phenomenal. My deep sleep went up by about 50%, which is kind of seems crazy, but it seemed crazy to me at the time. But I don't feel like it's crazy anymore.
Yeah, no, absolutely. What's your nighttime routine like? More of a question for you, Joff. Is it a similar morning routine with Mick, and what's sort of the nighttime routine for yourself in terms of tuning back in with sort of source, as you call it?
Yeah, I mean, similar to Mick in the mornings, obviously. I won't go into that. Let him have that one there. But at nighttime, I guess, just kind of calm down. So we've got the red ones as well, red blue blockers, which I think it's like 90%.
100%.
Is it 100%? There you go, 100% blocking of the blue light. So usually put those on for the last half an hour. But to set the mood in my room, what I usually do is the hertz frequency music, so 432 hertz frequency music, 528. There's a lot of different variants. I usually pop that on my room roughly 2-3 hours before I go to bed, and just really set the vibration and the frequency in my room to be whatever I want, whatever I want to bring in, and just kind of go about my day. Go about my bedtime ritual, just kind of having a bit of a relax and just kind of zenning out and allowing the sleep to just flow, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, great. Now I'm going to segue into, I know you guys have sort of gone down the rabbit hole and taken the red pill, a reference to the Matrix, but you've also taken the blue pill too. So red pill might be you've gone all the way down into the spiritual realm and understand that we're all one, we all live on planet Earth and there's no real divide. But going down that path, you also see the dark side of the underbelly of society. Talk a little bit about where you stand with the current world events and some of the awakenings that you did have with leaving the restaurant business and seeing the events of the world in real eyes.
A very interesting question, mate. This is something that came to my attention probably 2 years before it actually happened, when this guy brought it to my attention that there's some crazy shit that's about to go down. And at the time, I looked at him and I said to him, Joff, man, you're crazy. Just get out of the office, go work or something. And I remember humbly coming back to him during this moment in human history, you might call it, and saying to him, wow, man, you predicted this before it happened. That's awesome, man. What else do you know? And now here we are in this moment. We've been here for 18 months now.
Yeah.
And I mean, whenever anyone brings up what's going through in this pandemic or whatever you want to call it, I find it hilarious only because I don't believe the narrative. Yeah, people look at me like you're crazy. You think this is funny that people are dying. I don't believe people are dying. Yeah, not from what is being said. Sure, everyone dies. We all die. Yeah, look at this. You look at these statistics. Everyone dies all the time. But in the end, if this is really happening right now, if everything that's happening around us, it's out of your control anyway. That's the problem with society right now. We're trying to extend ourselves beyond what's in our control. In our control is what is in your inner sphere. Yeah, that is what you control. Whatever is around me, that's what I control. But by watching the news, by watching the propaganda that's being perpetrated right now, it's for me it's horrendous. But at the same time, it's just like, I'm so grateful that I can see through the shit. I see through the lies. I see through all this all the absolute indoctrination that's being spread right now. But everyone out there that doesn't, man, I accept you anyway. Because the thing is with my beliefs, man, the beauty about my beliefs, another Matrix quote is that people out there that don't believe them, they don't need to. That's the beauty of what I believe. I accept you for you. If you want to believe that there's a worldwide pandemic going on, that's fine with me. I'm happy for you, and enjoy your mask and everything else. But let me exist alongside you. Yeah, I know there's going to be a separation. That's where we're headed. Yeah, but in the end, I'm happy to exist alongside others as long as everyone's existing in love, and there's no hate. There's no need for any of that. That time is over.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I got a little personal story as well. I actually interviewed an American guy yesterday, and he's traveling around America and the States in an RV, and he said it's quite strange when you actually travel the country in an RV and go to all the 48 states and speak to real people and realize that there's nothing actually happening around the world because everyone's on the same level, everyone's peaceful, everyone's nice. The problem is the four channels of media, which is TV, radio, digital, and print as well. So they're the ones with the loudest voices because they have that captive audience, and that captive audience repeats the narrative. But there's a war going on only with the particular media channels. This is a small little channel. You've got your channel. I know you've recently been banned on some certain social media platforms, but it doesn't mean what you say doesn't have validity. So we're just going through some changes in terms of where people are getting their information, and the people that are normally getting it from the news, even radio, the 2 o'clock update, the 3 o'clock update, 4 o'clock update, 5 o'clock update, just constant. People are being fed a narrative that not only they believe, but there are alternative voices. And sometimes the alternative voices, they're not called conspiracy theorists, they're called conspiracy realists because they're the people looking at things with real eyes and questioning. Unfortunately, in today's age, questioning the narrative will get you into a lot of trouble. And I've got an interesting book here, which a family member passed it on when he passed away, and he was obviously in his 80s. And it's one of the scariest books on my shelf, and it's called The 20th Century, and it's 2,000 pages long, and it's an absolute horror of a book if you actually read it. But we're walking through the 21st century book that we're writing now. We're only 21 pages in, which is 2021. So at the end of the day, there'll be winners, there'll be losers, and there'll be people that will be sacrificed as well. But sorry, that's just a bit of a rant. But yeah, history will show the side of where we're going, but we're all transcending to a point of truth, and we're just uncovering the false narrative that's been projected. So yeah, congratulations on following the path and speaking your truth. Some people don't speak what they think. So yeah, I just want to say congratulations on speaking things that aren't popular as well. Yeah.
I appreciate that. It's always nice, and likewise with yourself as well. I mean, that's what it's all about. It's all about expressing yourself and being yourself and not hiding, who you are, and just getting it out. Because that's the thing is that, we could talk about this for a while, but
yeah, please. I've got time. There's no time on. There's no time with it.
I might as well give you my little piece as well. I mean, I remember 6 months into opening the restaurant, there was just so many things that didn't add up. There was just so many. Like I remember our first BAS statement, the business activity statement, was like more than we were making. And I just couldn't believe it. I was in shock. And I never forget where we actually got that information. We're at a nightclub. We were like in our early 20s. We're at a nightclub with our bookkeeper who was one of our mates, and he told us the news, and we were just like, what? But yeah, so that kind of took me on a spiral to really go into a lot of different, you can call them, again, the not conspiracies. I believe that they're truths. And it just took me to a lot of different understandings, and as you say, down the rabbit hole to just continually just evolve and open my mind. And that's what it's all about, just about opening your mind to anything. Anything is possible. It's a place that we exist in here that is so much has been hidden from us. So it's about rediscovering, remembering, what we are, why we're here, and enjoying it. Because obviously the narrative wants to keep us away from that, indoctrinated. And as I say to a lot of people, like say for example, we're talking to someone, and basically the click of a finger is what we're being fed by all these media sources. And that's the thing is, if you just got to turn that off. And that's the thing is, if you keep looking at that, you're going to be distracted from your path. But once you turn that off, you're like, oh shit, I'm back here. Let's do this. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to share that as well.
Yeah, no, thanks for sharing as well. And Joff, what about yourself? Is there anything you want to add in terms of your personal experience on the journey so far? And sort of you call it gaming the matrix or exiting the matrix, as he's called.
Yeah, go on.
Absolutely. I mean, there's something that I've coined called game theory. So basically, it's for any of those gamers out there. People that have played RPGs, I've been playing games my whole life since I got Mario on my very first Nintendo when I was in primary school. And I remember quite well that story stuck with me because the day that I got the game, I looked at my mum and said, I need to finish this game. I need to complete this game, but it's going to take me all night. So she's like, all right, you can stay up all night and finish it, but that's it. Once it's done, you're done. Then we're on, okay, I'm like, cool, boundaries after that, I get it. So since then, I've been on this journey of just playing these games. And realistically, when I look at these video games that I've played, I've lived so many lives through these games, because the games, obviously back in Mario days, it wasn't that realistic, but these days, these games that we play currently, they're almost as realistic as real life. That's how real it is, So the amount, now what I like to do is compare your life, your reality, to a video game, It's exactly the same. All the principles are maintained. Where do you think they got the ideas from video games from? They got it from your life. So when you're playing your game, when you find your sword in your game, if you're able to be aware of it in that moment, oh, okay, this is this green herb. Oh, that's like a green herb from Resident Evil, and it's going to heal me. Awesome. When you make those connections on the gaming level, you can really start to change your perspective, change the paradigm that you view life through. And stop taking it so seriously, As a wise man once said in The Dark Knight, why so serious? Everything else he did was crazy, but that one line alone, it literally echoes through a lot of my belief systems about how I take this realm, this place that we live in.
Yeah. Now, one of my mentors, Osho, which I've been studying for a long time, he's got a big philosophy and says, seriousness is a disease, and it is. It afflicts a lot of people, and no one's going to get out if you're alive. So you might as well, make the most of it. Don't harm people. Now, tell me some experience and some stories with alternative medicine. Know if you want to open up to some personal experiences that you had with some alternative shamanic experiences. If you like to tell the audience, what's that about?
Absolutely, mate. So I guess I'll start this out just because my journey into narcotics or whatever you want to call them.
Psychedelics.
No, I went heavy.
Okay.
In my early 20s.
Take us through the whole way.
Yeah. In my early 20s, I went heavy into anything and everything I could get my hands on, basically. I was working in restaurants throughout my early 20s, throughout my whole life, basically, up until we sold our restaurant nearly 2 years ago, well, 2 years ago now. So I went through, anything and everything. I went through, MDMA, ecstasy, all the amphetamines, all that kind of stuff, And I got to a point where I crescendoed and my adrenal gland started failing. So I just gave it up. Okay, no worries. I guess adrenal gland's more important than killing myself. So bang, gave it up, dropped everything, let myself recover, and then I got back into it, basically towards the end of my 20s, and then only recently, only in the last, say, 5 years, I've really started to appreciate and show gratitude towards the plant medicines that we have on this planet, and really understanding the lies that have been propagated about things like marijuana and psychedelic mushrooms, psilocybin and THC are beautiful chemicals that we can all bring into our body. The earth has given them to us for a reason, and I know the stigma surrounding it, and I know that they're illegal and all the rest of it, but if you see through the shit, through the lies, and you actually embrace the plant, and man, I got to tell you, when I am on my journeys, I'm always giving gratitude. I'm always showing nothing but love to the plant medicine and asking for the healing and the teachings that I'm going to receive. And every time that I ask, I receive. And you're able to really transcend this reality, especially through psilocybin. If you've ever tried psilocybin before, it's an amazing chemical that really helps to unlock those parts of your brain that have been closed off by the system, by the system that's holding you in place right now. And once you're able to let those locks off and see the world for what it is, you're able to bring that back in to your day-to-day after the experience, which is the literally one of the meanings of plant medicine is to unlock yourself so that you can live a real existence in this place, man. It's a beautiful place if only you will allow yourself to see it.
Well, I think society keeps us so busy that we're not just not connected with our body or spirit, but we don't have a lot of time to actually, I've got a young family, 2 kids, a wife, and I don't think I'm going to have too much time to, work on the spiritual aspects and get together as a tribe and community. I think that aspect of society has been cut, that we're trying to reconnect back in society. And that's why, retreats and going away for periods of time and solitude and just having your own time to experiment with your own body with plant medicines too. So yeah, I'm definitely agree with what you're saying and definitely all for it. And, Joff, what's your experience with the sort of plant medicine or your journey with, things of that nature?
Yeah. Well, personally, I was I witnessed this guy my whole life, and it was amazing, man. I was I always did me though. I was never I didn't like to be influenced. It was one of those things where I do me, I do what I feel, and it took me 27 years until I really opened up to marijuana. After living in a house full of people that were constantly just having bongs and all that kind of stuff. And I never judged them. I was just there with them like, respect, man, do you. But anyway, it took me 27 years and it's just amazing. Like, honestly, I feel like it's a big belief system for like marijuana with just the limitations of it and just the negative stigma. Because I started marijuana when I was in a good place in my life and I only had great experiences. Like, honestly, it's just one of those things where it's a belief. So if you believe that you're going to have some really positive experiences in plant medicine, you will. But if you're resistant, if you're negative, then just, I wouldn't even say be careful because I don't want to give you that belief, but just have a better belief, be more positive, because that's the thing is that's like anything with life, like if we go with towards anything with positive intention and good intention, watch what happens, there's nothing that can stop you. You just got to maintain that positive, vibration towards everything, and everything will kind of come back at you in that kind of reflection. So, and my first psilocybin experience was only within the last 6 months, and again, just an amazing experience. So, nothing but positive with it all.
Yeah, and it's all about how you integrate that with your lifestyle as well. For some people who might be sensitive to certain things, maybe they shouldn't do it too much or shouldn't do it at all. But yeah, it's there's multiple ways to get to 9, 8 + 1, 7 + 2, 6 + 3, 5 + 4. They talk about alcohol and cigarettes and they sell that, make tax and money off it. And then everything else that sort of breaks down the barriers of the control system is illegal. So it just goes to show, what's true and what's not. But as I said, history will be the one that shows who's on the side of the good and who's on the side of the bad. But going to segue into something you wanted me to speak about, which is about numbers. So how can numbers assist in your evolution? What has numerology got to do with your life?
Ah, yes, very good. Yeah,
I'm glad that you asked. Yeah. I'm glad that we asked you that.
Yeah, it is something that my brother and I have gone into in the last 3 months now, 4 months.
More, I think,
we've got a tutor on board. We had a numerology session. I got mine done first, and then obviously after I was ranting about it, he got one done. And this man Gregory, he's an absolute genius, and since then we've been getting tutors through Gregory, and it's been phenomenal, really diving into the numbers. And I can really say now that I speak another language. I've never been able to, I speak a little bit of Italian, not much, I can get by, but now I can speak numbers. Yeah, it's something that I've really been learning right now, and it's phenomenal. There are only 9 numbers in the end, so it's not a very hard thing to learn, but it's opening yourself up and understanding that we're all numbers and sacred geometry. Yeah, that's the birth of existence. That's how it all works. So when you go into it and you start to realize that each one of these numbers, it's not all just maths and algebra and all that crap you got shoved into your brain during high school. The numbers actually have meanings. They have feelings. Yeah, they have depth. So much more depth than our English language. Yeah, the 26 letters of the alphabet. Yeah, 26 letters. They've given us 26 letters to express our infinite selves, yeah? Our infinite selves, 26 letters. That's not enough. That seems a little bit limited to me. The numbers are unlimited, yeah? That's the beauty of the numbers. They just keep going on and on and on. So the first thing that I did was really go deep into my date of birth and my full name. And once you're able to do that, it maps out your life. Yeah, basically your entire life. You can go through, from your personality to, where you're at on your soul journey, the lessons you've learned, where you're lacking in this existence, and what where you should step up into your learning in this timeline. And you're able to break that all down. It's I look back at it now, and it looks relatively easy to me once you learn the numbers. But whenever I do a reading for someone or come across, we're still learning how to actually put it across in a way that people can understand, because it does get quite complex.
It does seem a little bit like, I'll challenge you a little bit on that. Numerology, astrology, tarot card reading, it doesn't have much to do with your personal actions. I mean, yes, you can be born a certain date and be given a certain name, but what's that got to do with, your intentions or your actions? Like, I don't see the relevance in that, but maybe I could be dumb, I could be confused, but it's not something you can change, if that makes sense, just like your parents, but you can definitely go a different direction. So just a challenge.
Yeah. What you're missing is the question, Mickey. What's the question? And not what is the matrix, but who am I? Yeah, and the numbers help you answer that question. Because it's a question that we're always asking ourselves, yeah. And then eventually you get to a point that okay, I'm not this body, I'm not that guy's husband, I'm not a male, I'm like an accumulation of my experiences, my beliefs, and my values. You can go on and on about it, but what the numbers help you do is crack down on exactly where you're lacking, so that you can build up that, and you can really evolve this lifetime. Yeah, we've got infinite lifetimes, I believe. So if I'm here, I may as well learn as much as I can, and the numbers are what can guide you through that. So, for example, Mickey, what day are you born on, mate?
14th of November.
14th, you poor bastard.
November as well.
November as well. Yeah, another November baby. Another Scorpio too. Baby. Yeah. So 14. So basically, your personality is the first letter in your name and the first number of your date of birth. The day that you're born. So you're a 13, Mickey, because M is 13 in Gematria. So 13 for me, what it is it's a beautiful number, man, because I'm a 13 as well. I'm that M13. It does equal 4. The first thing I like to get out about the 13, it equals 4, and 4 is a system. So in the lower, the 4, it really encompasses the corrupt slave system that we live in, right? So that's been one of our struggles, is to break out of that, Mickey, straight away through our personality, through changing who we are and really opening our eyes. And then that 13, the 1 and the 3, it's the power that you can really, when you embrace your inner child, and that, like you've had your boy, mate. Well, yeah, it's a boy. Your child.
I've got a boy and a girl, so you can't go wrong there.
Legend, mate, legend. So through your children, what I found, if you really pay attention to your child, and you really give them that one-on-one attention that they crave as a human child, you're able to really see the inner child within yourself, by reflecting your reality off them and really reimagining what your childhood was like through your own child. And obviously we always want to give our child the best, yeah? And when you're able to do that, you're able to really encompass the 13, because there's true power in that 13, true power in witnessing and learning from your children. And that's what the 13 is to me. So, that's been a lot of my journey, and my journey was really, having my son nearly 4 years ago now, and really, paying attention, and just loving on him with all of my being, and it's been quite the journey, man.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, no, I'm flabbergasted by your journey into everything sort of on not the mainstream, and that's one of the reasons why I've got you on this podcast, is because I wanted to add value to my audience and talk about different topics that would not normally sort of be spoken about on your regular sort of podcast as well. Let me touch on hypnotherapy. I know you talk about on your website about hypnotherapy healing. What's the journey with hypnotherapy?
Yeah, so I went through a hypnotherapy course last year when everything was going. Everything was falling apart around me. I just thought, I got free time. I lost my job thank you so much, False Flag. I'm so happy. And after I lost my job, I was like, I got to do something with, I got to do something here. And all of a sudden, boom, hypnotherapy just appeared on Facebook. I'm like, yeah, true, I'm going to click into that. And then that was it. 6 months later, I was a qualified hypnotherapist. And it was an awesome journey. And, I played that role of being a hypnotherapist for a bit, and it was awesome. But you do it for a while, and you really, when I chose to do it as well, I was right in the middle of this whole freaking bullshit that's going on. So I got a lot of negative clients, but it was really amazing for me to change their lives and change their belief systems through delving into their subconscious mind, because everyone can be hypnotized, Mickey boy. There's 99% of people, they say. I believe it's everyone because I've had a 100% hit rate. And once you go into your inner subconscious, mate, there's no more lies, yeah, because the subconscious doesn't hide from anyone, yeah. It's always on, it's always ticking. So I can, once you learn to navigate the subconscious mind, you're able to go into any part of someone's life and shine light on it and give them the awareness that they require, so that they can actually move past and transmute their trauma and change their belief system.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, there's a lot of techniques and a lot of stuff that you're working with that can definitely help and heal as well. And I think, in the next sort of 10, 20, 30 years, we're going to need a lot more people like you too to talk about things that aren't spoken about, but what people are feeling. I think a lot of people can't articulate sort of what they need and where they need to go. But I know after the next couple of years that we're going to go through, there's going to be a lot of healing that needs to take place, and a lot of personal development, a lot of redevelopment, a lot of self-development. Where do you guys see yourself in sort of the next sort of 2 to 3 to 5 years? What are you sort of working on to evolve and teach others? Where do you want to go?
Well, I guess this one here is, I try not to look too far ahead because I just like to be here and now. But I mean, I do see some projects that are coming, and just some different ways that we're going to go about our lives. And one thing that we're going to start to do is basically just walking in nature, just like these evolution journeys, adventures, whatever you want to call it, that we're just going to basically have probably about 8 to 10 people just coming for a walk with us and just kind of experiencing our lives, experiencing our wisdom and that kind of stuff, which is definitely
out to nature, man.
I know, obviously we get the benefits of it as well. Everyone wins. But yeah, so this is something that we're looking forward in the future, but also just kind of bringing people together. That's something that I know that I'm very passionate about. Is we've started a group, a gathering of like-minded individuals, just high vibe, just really wanting to express, to evolve, to just to be with one another. Just people that are open-minded. So that's something that we're really enjoying.
I think that's I'll definitely go into business with you, because I'm mentoring someone in a similar space, but in a health space, where they're doing health retreats, going away for weekends with groups of 8 to 12 and really go deep in on the health space. But yeah, time in nature, slowing down, de-stressing, listening to your body and getting into that sort of group of people with a like-minded aspirations and understanding for the spiritual realm. I'll definitely love to partner with you guys and learn more about that, because I think that everyone wants to do that. Everyone wants to connect. Everyone wants to get out in nature. Everyone wants that opportunity to connect with people and connect with nature too. So yeah, fantastic. I think you guys are doing great work. I know you're sort of breaking through the mold at the moment and making some noise on social media. Talk to me a little bit about sort of, I know you guys are super positive, but some of the negative things that you've posted online have got you into trouble lately. What's the story with that?
I think that's mainly me. I've been deplatformed off Twitter last year simply for having the word QAnon in my title, banned off Twitter, never to be seen again. Yeah, it told me 2 weeks, and it's been over a year now gone. Wow. So Twitter gone. Instagram, we just got deplatformed the other day. Yesterday, yeah. And Facebook, if you look at my Facebook feed, it's nothing but just threats, threats and threats from Facebook. Somehow I haven't been banned from Facebook. I don't know how. I'm pretty sure it's because I avoid the keywords. I weave my way through the algorithm, and I don't use the words like the V word, and last year it was the E word and the B word, and don't talk about the T guy, Mr. T. You can't talk about Mr. T. But yeah, that's the problem with big tech, as they're called. It's the constant barrage of censorship, and it's so plain sight right now. There's no reason to fact check me. What are you fact checking me for? If you fact checking me, use your own discernment to fact check me. Yeah, you don't need to be told that I am perpetrating a falsehood. But who are you to say that I am to question my truth? Yeah. This is my truth, man. But that's what big tech is. I'm happy to be able to get a lot of messages across, and I know where I need to draw the line in the sand, because currently it gets censored, you know, and I know I'll get deplatformed off Facebook very, very soon because the amount of warnings I get is ridiculous. But that's the height of what we live in, mate. You know, we don't live in a free society, because if it was free, then we would have the First Amendment rights, which is the freedom of speech.
Yeah, and actually, I just like to throw in there as well, Mickey, just real quick, because I love to share this because it's just a bit of awareness. My YouTube channel is Level Up Awareness, but that was something that one of my first videos that I did that I spent literally a week making. It was like I was a bloody movie director. Took me a week, no joke. I lived by myself in that moment. Took me a full week. I literally was exercising and eating in the middle of everything else. But anyway, so this thing here, it goes for about 30 something minutes, and it's called The Truth in Plain Sight, and it was about probably the beginning of last year. I was just like, no, just don't believe this. Just please, like, watch this video. You'll learn. So I got this thing out. It got to about 20,000 views within 5 days, and that's still what it's at right now. This was over a year ago, so it stopped. They stopped it, and they've censored my account. So I'm pretty sure I don't get the traffic that I deserve, even though I changed all my videos. Like, I did a few truth videos, but most of my videos these days are just about like evolution and just growing within and calmness and all the good stuff after you kind of get over the truth, I guess. So that
it's just a manifestation of what's coming in terms of at the end of the day, 99.9% of the people on the planet are good, kind-hearted people that would give the shirt off their back. But you have a very, very small, very small percentage that do nefarious things behind closed doors, and that's the thing with darkness and light. Darkness doesn't work with a little bit of light. So we're just going through those machinations of those existing establishments crumbling down, and I call it the dragon's tail. So just before the dragon gets slayed, he wags his tail, a couple more slashes. So that's what we're going through at the moment. But it's all good. It's all good. I look forward to going on the retreats and going out to nature. But just a couple last questions before we wrap up, and I asked all my guests this. So if I'm going to ask them to individually. So first I'm going to start with Joff on this one. Joff, if you were to host a dinner party with 3 people from the past, famous, who would they be and what would you serve them?
Oh man, this is crazy. Like, Oof,
they can be dead or alive as well.
On the spot.
Can they be fictional?
They can be dead or alive or fictional. Yeah, whoever you want. I'm a genie. I'm giving you 3 wishes.
Oh, you're such a legend. You're such a legend. Well, first one, it's hard to separate. The first 2, and I reckon you're going to say them as well. Jesus and Buddha.
Yeah.
That's I love those 2. I think that they're both very
Jesus there and Buddha there. So right behind me. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, respect. There you go. Jesus, Buddha, and
what if you can't have Jesus and Buddha?
Well, the thing is, as soon as you said fictional characters,
yeah, man,
I liked Wolverine, man.
Yeah, I was going to say, damn.
I mean, I love Wolverine because of his ability to be like, he's a warrior, but he heals himself as well.
So Hugh Jackman. Okay, so you want to bring Hugh Jackman, Jesus, and Buddha. All right, what would you serve him, or where would you take him?
Well, I reckon I'm a decent cook. I can cook some stuff, So I'd definitely be giving Jesus and Buddha my smoothies, man. I make some quality smoothies, awesome. Definitely be hooking them up with a quality smoothie.
I've got the NutriBullet just on the left here.
Oh, so you got it going.
I'm all prepared.
They'll be frothing, man. They'll be frothing. A few dates in there, a bit of coconut yogurt on top. They'll be like, Joff, man, hey, thank you. And I'll be like, hey, thank you guys for leading by example, you legends.
That'd be great conversation. Jesus, Buddha, and Wolverine. And what about yourself, Mick? Same question, but come on, give us some different answers.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm gonna kick it off with someone that's really close to my heart, and it's Aladdin from Aladdin. Yeah, ooh. I'd really love to meet Aladdin because his journey on itself is a beautiful journey. I love that movie, and obviously you get to meet the genie. You mentioned the genie. I'm like, yeah, man, I want to meet the genie, of course.
You're looking at him. You're looking at the genie right now.
So I'm having the genie, Aladdin, and Abu, and definitely Jasmine. Jasmine's coming too. Yeah, they bring the entourage, of course.
Part of one.
That's it. That's one. That's one answer, of course.
So you want to bring Will Smith as Aladdin, and you want to bring Jasmine.
Am I going to leave Hollywood?
The genie is Will Smith. Yeah.
I'll bring Robin Williams. Secondly, I would definitely bring Shaman Durek, as I spoke about earlier. Yeah, he's got to be there. I mean, I definitely will meet this beautiful infinite being at some point in my life.
How do you say it? Shaman? How do you spell it? The last word.
Durek. Shaman.
Durek. Okay, cool.
Yep. I actually heard about Dave Asprey through Shaman Durek, so I'm very grateful for that as well. So that's okay. Shaman Durek. So we've got 2 down, and the third one, who are we going to go with?
You should take Wolverine, man.
No, I'm going to go with my grandfather. My grandfather, my nonno Giovanni, who's passed away. And I'd love to sit down at a table with him. And he never spoke really good English, so it'd be awesome to speak with him in a tongue that he understood, maybe numbers, and really enjoy a dinner together. And what would I be serving to these beautiful guests of mine? It would definitely be vegetarian, maybe to the unliking of certain people. Like my grandfather wouldn't really like that. He was a big meat eater, but it would be vegetarian. And I think I would serve something simple. So coming from a chefing background, it's a big question, but it would have to be pasta. It'd be pasta. It'd be a gluten-free, probably a chickpea noodle, and I'd serve it in a cashew cream sauce with a little bit of Napoli in there. And probably some, zucchinis. We'll throw some pumpkins in there, some mushrooms, lots of chili, and lots of a little bit of garlic. Not too much garlic, but lots of chili.
Wow, I can taste it in my mouth already. No, awesome. Well, I appreciate you coming on the podcast, and I'm going to ask one last question for you both. What's the last message you want to leave my audience that's watching and listening right now?
Well, I just like to say, stay positive, stay strong, and stay peaceful.
Yep. And yourself, Mick?
Yeah, similar vein, but more so just to stay high vibrational. Yeah, move away from the anger, move into yourself. Yeah, you're not an angry person. We're not angry. Yeah, we are beings of love. So move into your love being by transcending that anger, by letting the anger go, by surrendering to the present moment. Don't get caught up in anxiety or depression. Don't get caught up in your future or your past. Stay present. Stay love, man.
Yeah, perfect, guys. So Mick and Joff, to my audience, thanks for being on the Best Book Bits podcast, and look forward to your future book coming out, your retreats, weekend retreats in nature, and hopefully we can see you back on social media or create your own spiritual social media platform. Let's do it. Okay, guys. Thanks for being on the show. No problem at all. Namaste.